we were just talking about the two choices in the presidential election. It's basically a choice between Grandma Nixon and the fifth horseman of the apocalypse. And like I said, it's really no choice at all. And one of the clearest examples of that came in just today. We're in the middle of the Democratic convention. All eyes on Hillary Clinton. And you know how when a toddler feels like someone else is getting the attention that he should be getting? So the toddler starts banging pots and pans and vomiting to see if that'll get a reaction? Yeah, well, imagine if that toddler could call a press conference. Yes. Once again, Donald Trump grabbed the spotlight. And this time, not for tanning purposes. No, he used it to address concerns that the Russian government may have orchestrated the DNC leaks. So all we really wanted to hear from Trump was that he's not working with Russia to subvert the American election.
I will tell you this. Russia, if you're listening, I hope you're able to find the 30,000 emails that are missing. I think you will probably be rewarded mightily by our press. Let's see if that happens. That'll be next.
Are you me? Did this guy, a man running for president, just ask Russia to hack America? You know, for a person who's claiming bring jobs back to America, he sure started outsourcing them real quick. So let me understand this. So Donald Trump called on a foreign nation to commit a crime in order to hurt his political opponent. This is what happened, people. In real life, it's not a matter of interpretation. And here's why this worries many people. Because during the campaign, Trump has called to change American foreign policy in a way that directly benefits Russia, right? On multiple occasions, he said he wouldn't necessarily intervene if Russia invaded a NATO ally. On Monday, he said that the U.S. should abandon a whole bunch of countries that have always been aligned with the U.S. against Russia.
I like NATO's fine, but they got to pay. They got to pay. We're protecting Germany. Nothing but money. When I talk about we protect Japan, which is great, now you always have to be prepared to walk. Folks, we may have to walk.
You know, the fact that you can interchange a Donald Trump quote with a drunk bus driver should make Americans very afraid. You always have to be prepared to walk. We may have to walk, folks. I'm sorry, we may have to walk. It's almost hard to believe he's saying this stuff out loud. It's like, have you ever seen that movie, The Manchurian Candidate? Yeah? It's about a Russian mole who's brainwashed to run for president. Trump is like if the Manchurian Candidate ran as the Manchurian Candidates. So because of all of this, reporters are, if you can believe this, actually starting to ask questions of Trump and his Russian-linked campaign manager, Paul Manafort. Like, for instance, whether Donald Trump has any financial ties to the Russian government.
Trump tweeted yesterday that he has zero investments in Russia. But does Russia have investments in Trump? Would Mr. Trump be willing to release his taxes to provide transparency on this issue?
Mr. Trump has said that his taxes are under audit and he will not be releasing them. It has nothing to do with Russia.
So to be clear, Mr. Trump has no financial relationships with any Russian oligarchs?
That's what he said. That's what I said. That's obviously what our position is.
Remix. Here's how we know Manafort's a shady, right? When this same guy was asked about Trump's connection to the email hack, he responded like a guy whose wife had caught him sexting another woman. You know, just listen to that answer. Paul Manafort, are you cheating on me?
We have no relationship. This is an absurd attempt by the Clinton campaign. It's absurd, and there's no basis to it.
The allegations are absurd. Interesting way to put it. Because remember when Melania Trump plagiarized Michelle Obama's speech? You guys remember that? Yes? Yeah, well, before the Trump campaign admitted it, here's what Manafort said.
To think that she would do something like that, knowing how scrutinized her speech was going to be last night, is just really absurd.
Oh, that thing that definitely happened was also absurd. Absolutely absurd. It's smart, actually, because when you think about it, absurd doesn't mean untrue. It just means ridiculous. Yes. Platypuses are absurd. but they still exist. So Manafort is right. He isn't saying the Russia accusations are false. He's just acknowledging that all of this is batshit crazy. But since the allegations are so absurd, Trump felt the need to take the podium and reiterate how absurd they are.
It is so far-fetched. It's so ridiculous. Honestly, I wish I had that power. I'd love to have that power. But Russia has no respect for our country. And that's why, if it is Russia, nobody even knows it's probably China.
I'm sorry, what? It's probably China? America's about to elect a president who treats foreign affairs like a game of Clue? It's probably China with the computer in the library? What do you mean it's probably China? Up to this point, nobody else had mentioned China. No one had mentioned China in connection with the email hacks. Nobody. Most people in a position to know said it's Russia. But after about 30 minutes, Donald Trump then said this.
We don't even know who it is. I heard this morning, one report said they don't think it's Russia. They think it might be China.
I'm sorry, you heard this morning? You were the one who said it! How do you say that? Oh, I heard this morning. I heard this morning when I said it myself. You can't do that, Trump. You can't do that. You can't cite yourself as a source. And you know how I know that? Because someone said it earlier in this show. Me, I said that. You can't cite yourself. It's like editing your own Wikipedia page. What the hell is wrong with you? This is getting scary, people. And I don't understand how some people say they can't see it. You know, because Donald Trump is almost like global warming right now. People are trying to deny that it's real. Oh, they think it's something we can worry about later. But it is happening right now. And it also involves a lot of cow shit. So again, there should be no contest. Because let's look at this. Let's be honest, flat out, Republican or Democrat. Let's look at the worst case scenarios on both sides. With Hillary Clinton, worst case scenario, you have a bad president for 4 years, right? And America's had bad presidents before. You'll get through it. But America, you have never had a Donald Trump before. A man who claiming to be the leader of law and order and make America safe candidate. That man who invites foreign hackers to steal files that he himself said contain American national security data. That man, that's a leader you've never had. A man who publicly admires and now very possibly colludes with Vladimir Putin. A man who is lovingly endorsed by Kim Jong-un. A man who praises and doubles down on praising Saddam Hussein. These are his role models. And these people, what you have to understand is, once they're in power, they don't go away. You don't get a chance to vote them out in 4 years. Their rule ends when the country ends. So to all the people out there considering voting for Trump, I hope you enjoy your vote. Because on days like this, you realize this could be the very last vote you will ever get. Hey there, thanks for watching. If you like that video, click below to subscribe. Or click here to delete the internet. Yes, you found the button. Please be careful. Delete the entire internet right here.